All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to the hopeful Pakiyar. I just want to reiterate to the Spirit the, the gratitude that we have to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for this Yapah truth, which is actually going into the title that we have been liberated and made free through this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay? And I say that specifically dealing with the ball and chain of this life that was the obligations and so-called requirements that we had with people in the world, whether it be to so-called birthdays, holidays, and fucking in this instance of what we're going to go into, funerals. Okay? And how we are eternally indebted to the Most High for being even at least called into this ministry, man, and woken up to this priceless treasure that is this truth, man. Okay, that's gonna have eternal dividends that this is gonna pay, regardless, man. All right, but we have been unshackled from the obligations and the pretty much the shit that they try to keep us prison to, your so-called family and shit like that. But one of the main things we first coming into this thing was, of course, keeping of the law, statutes, and commandments, and casting off the worshiping of these fucking any of these customs of men, man. All right, and they are plenty. Seems like almost every other fucking day, there's some type of national day or recognition of something that has absolutely no association with the Most High. All right, like it speaks about the love of the Most High is not in this place, and we're in the Great Babylon, spiritually Sodom and Egypt, where the Most High has been xed out and crucified. His son, him and his son, okay, because Yahushua is a reflection of his father, and they stand for the same things, okay. So the Most High is defied and is rebelled against and blasphemed in this place, man. Okay, so and I'll never forget what the brothers said. The elder brother Maka'ala made the mentioning that we're even allowed to, you know, to I'll say it like this, to tell untruths to these people. Okay, of course we tell them the truth according to these scriptures, but when it comes to what we have going on in our shit, we're a mystery to them. Okay, we don't have to tell them what the fuck, why we can't do this or that, right? It comes with being serpentine. See, and um, one of those things specifically is these funerals that we are not only are we not required to be going to these funerals, man. Okay, but it's really we're once you have an understanding about death and how man worships the creature more than the creator and focuses on fucking and on pride and worship of man, right? Like it says, such fearing most masses of the people fear the eyes of men, realizing not that the Most High's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Okay, but we're not fucking required to go to anybody's goddamn funeral, man. Absolutely not. All right, especially when you go into what is takes place at those things, it's really nothing but wickedness, and it's going off to attend those gatherings. All right. First off the bat, you have whoredom. All right. You have people going there, of course, to pay homage to that person who's not even there anymore. Okay. And if anything, you should be praising the Most High. All right. Um, but you have nothing but whoredom going down over there. You see, fucking, because wherever, like the scriptures say, women are, there's wickedness. You see, and they're over there in their whores best scanty attire. All right, looking like they came off the boulevard, right? But in their all black and shit, going there to display assets, man. To be real, and then they're over there looking at other, you know what I'm saying, other men, and they're married and shit. It's a super adulterous spirit in those things, right? And then you have, of course, like I said, the worship of man, all right, and then some type of food, or you know what I'm saying, refreshments that are unlawful almost every time, especially if it's a so-called Black, Latino, or Native American um, services. All right, but to, when you realize these nasty chains of darkness that were shed by this person who's now their spirit has returned to the Father of spirits. Okay, it's only really it's only a rejoicing for their departure, and it's an instant. There's no fucking um feast and all this other type of shit that's associated with that, man. Okay, a fucking party like Jake tries to make every goddamn thing. You see, an excuse to go out and really, um, the Most High is gonna meet these people for that. Okay, but let's just get these scriptures. It says in Luke, the ninth chapter, we'll start at 59. And he said unto another, follow me. But he said, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. And Yahushua said unto him, let the dead bury their dead, and go thou and preach the kingdom of the Most High. Okay, so this even was his own father, and this was in reference to a um, funeral proceedings and that shit. When I don't know exactly what it's called, when you drop that casket into the ground, or the burial, the actual burial, um, or whatever else is associated with that. You have a wake, some shit that's called a wake. Let me see what that is. The wake funeral definition. It's so it's a fucking social gathering, man. See, and really is a real man of Yahweh Shai. The lions that he turned us into, man. The ultimate. Talk about these motherfuckers out here, alphas. They wouldn't know alpha if it backhanded them. Okay, the real alphas are the men of Yahweh Shai. The lions that he turned us into, and he brought us into this truth, man. We don't give a fuck about nothing like that, man. No type of gathering. We don't have to go to nothing like that, man. Okay, and we see these pussy whipped men that get dragged to these functions and shit by their women, and we laugh. just like the men in the East, how they laugh, uh, um, how they, okay, they how they laugh uncontrollably at the state of the men, the relationship between the men and women out here. All right, because they have their women on lock in the pad. Okay, man, talk about subjection, and even worse than we would have it, according to our laws, right? But man, it's madness, man. So it's a social gathering associated with death, held before and after a funeral. Okay, it involves family and friends. Watch over the body. See, see this? That's worship, man. Okay, so he said, don't be fucking worried about that, about your father dealing with all that. Let them, that are other people in your family, because you have them. You're always going to have people around that person besides you that the Most High called you to this ministry that can take care of that shit. Okay, and such is the case for us. And it's likened to them being dead because, of course, just as a reoccurring analogy, right? This whole similitude of somebody being dead when they are lacking knowledge, okay, when they don't know their identity, right, who they are, their heritage, and just even lack fucking discernment and lack wisdom, right? Because that's likened to being a dead man, to be a fucking reprobate, which the masses of these people are. So let them go and attend these functions and these funeral services and deal with the process of dealing with that dead one, which was really, like we established, is that person has gone and moved on and transitioned, man. Okay, this is the cycle. It's the straight up cycle of life. Like it says, better is the day of one's death than the day of one's birth. Okay, how many times is the Most High taking spirits and then um, putting spirits into back on the earth? Okay, it's a constant cycle, and that's why we don't give too much credence to births either. Okay, uh, um, over here, fucking having a celebration ceremony. Nowadays, they be having 2, 3 of those showers. The damn baby showers and shit. So it's all idolatry and man worship, man. All right, these things are gonna be a thing of the past in the kingdom, long, long forgotten. Not only because it will be immortal, but even the heathen, right? They're not gonna have whole processions and shit like that. Okay, and that's what it is. That's what the deal it was when we came to this thing. Every last one of us, from the apostles and elders on down. Okay, the true worshipers, right? Even going back to the first wave in '69, Abba Bivitz, man. Okay, so let them. What does it say? Um, he that wandereth out of the way of understanding. So I mean, Proverbs 21:16: the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Okay, And then it talks about dry bones, like the skeletons, dead bodies, before Jake uh, was unlocked to this truth, because that for that time they were unbeknownst to their heritage, okay, their identity, and then the way of righteousness, wisdom, and discretion. All right, this goes back to discernment. This is in 2 Corinthians 5:8. We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Shai. Because that's the case. This is the place of judgment. Fucking hell. A place that, if there ever was, where a motherfucker was in the underworld, right? With the nigga with the horns and the pitchfork. If there ever was a place, we are serving a sentence here in that place where it says here um, is Salakia, that man is of few days and full of trouble. All right, that's not even just the case for Jake. That is even the case for the most wealthy Edomite on the planet. Every time, or the most wealthy motherfucker on the planet, every time in the reincarnation since the beginning of mankind. Okay, really going back to the fall of man, when it talks about man having to work to the sweat of his brow, women having the pain of childbearing. Okay, this is that plane of existence of where man serves out his fucking judgment, man. And the fact that we're subject to these elements, to pain, right? To subject to these these bodies, all right, which are extremely limiting. It even talks about how are we going to be in a vessel? How are we going to be in this house, this temple that was made to operate, right? Something's made to operate 100%, but we can only access fucking less than 10% of it. All right, that shows you what we're dealing with here in this time. It is known as Esau's world. Okay, this age that we're in. It's look. Why would fucking that Rothschild piece of shit have to get over five? Even anything over five is ridiculous. But he got something like 6, 7, 8 odd heart transplants, man. Okay, that's fucking hell. And you see how decrepit they get too, especially the Esau Edom. So it shows you, man, this is fucking hell. And we're gonna know the contrast when we get to uh to Kainos, man. We're gonna be able to truly see that this was that place, man. That they thought that you would go after you were bad, after you were a bad person, in that realm that you go to forever. All right. No, we're fucking here right now, man. If you only knew, okay, in this fucking nightmare, and to be free from that, to be free from this existence in this place where Esau, Edom is fucking, and the wicked has pretty much been in rulership. When you look at it from the beginning, from the first civilization, what was that? Wickedness. The first civilization of man, the ancient Mesopotamians, the ancient Sumerians, okay, Nimrod and all that. Um, and then, of course, going stretching down the empires, the Egyptians, right, and of course all the empires on Nebuchadnezzar's, the statue from Nebuchadnezzar's dream, okay, And then, of course, this current regime, wicked as absolute fuck. All right, it's pure hell. So to be free from that, from this, and man, if you only knew, she's the people who are free from these bodies once they become unlatched, right? The moment their spirit leaves their body, uh, they give up the ghost, as the scriptures say. There's no more pain, okay? And it's actually you have people mentioning that there are people who have flatlined or people who have had these who have died who have I don't know what they call to clinically is it called to clinically die, clinical death. Death is judged by the medical observation of cessation of vital function. So cessation means the ceasing of. It is typically identified with a cessation of heartbeat and respiration, though modern resuscitation methods and life support systems have required the introduction of the alternative concept of brain death. Fuck. So, clinical death, or for somebody clinically dying, is for them for their vital functions to cease from operating for a period of time. All right. And those people tell you when they're in that experience, what they're experiencing, say it's like oh, man, it's hard to explain. But they said it's like some of the images that you see on the Hubble telescope that looks like straight up like you would depict if you would depict heaven, right? Straight up heaven, just the 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 sights that are seen are unexplainable, right? Okay, all the colors and the textures and everything. That's why when it talks about um, the many mansions, man, in the Most High's house, this why this truth. There's nothing more precious than this truth. Okay, there's nothing greater than than the prospect of exploring the galaxies that the Most High has created that Esau can see with machinery, but he can't go to. All right, that the Most High created it for a people. All right, and to be a part of them that are the governing body of that new eternal kingdom. I mean, there's nothing. It's beyond words, man. Okay, but fuck this place and these bodies, man, and these people and their their notions of what they think has and holds any fucking significance, okay, and anything in the grand scheme of the Most High's master plan, man. Okay, they're they're over there with the Father of Spirits, okay, and they're heated at you. They're heated at their loved ones that they're over there. You know what I'm saying? Worshiping them and not the Most High. Okay. Hmm. This is in Job. Let's see. Slovakia. We'll just go straight to the point. This is in Job 3:17. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the Slovakia, the weary, be at rest. Okay. So even them that were deemed as like these fucking people, these the masses, the ignorant masses of the people, right? What do they say? That um, that a so-called wicked person, a bad person, is going to go to hell. All right, or indicating that they're going to, after they die, they're going to pay um, upon their death, like that their spirit is some going to how pay their spirit, which is not you know what I'm saying, physical thing, is going to somehow pay, right, a penance after their death. Okay, which is complete fucking dogma. It's madness. It's almost it's almost like mythology, man. And it is. What is mythology? It's a fucking damn myth. All right, that they just got. It's straight fiction. All right, the made up shit and precepts of man. You see, but the scriptures just told us that even the wicked cease from troubling, man. Even them, there is no torment and penance suffered um, when you're freed from this body, man. Okay, you go to the Father of spirits. All right, and then there's of course no there's no weariness. So I said the weary at rest. There's no fatigue and fucking stress in the kingdom. Slakia, of course, in the kingdom, but when absent from these bodies, man, that is served out um, when you return. Okay, that is served out, that penance, when you return into your next carnation. Okay, because the re and then in rein in reincarnation just means to again, and re means again, and then the in means to embody or um, to occupy, and then a carnation is of course just the spirit of a carnal person having right a body, so to speak, right, a carnation. Let's just get that for edification's sake. Let's do the etymology. Reincarnation. Yeah, because yeah, it said the incarnation is the body, yeah, which is the flesh. The fact of repeated incarnation, state of being embodied anew. So re meaning back again, and then incarnation is a new embodiment, exactly. Because carnation meaning the going into the body, right, the flesh, and then in meaning to occupy that body, right? Again, or certain bodies, right? A certain flesh. Again, yeah. All right, that's the cycle that Yahweh Shai has. Okay, all right. So we give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh Shai for this almost. It's like a likened into a power, man, that He's given us to be above and superior, and to be holy and separate from all these customs of man. Like it says, the Most High, He despises these customs of Jake and shit. And they think because they read a couple scriptures and they do it in a church, fucking sanctuary, right? Or slakia, a harlot house, a filthy, defiled harlot house sanctuary. They think that it's doing something for the Most High. But He said, the Most High said, no, it's a smoke unto His nose. Right when they're up there with firing up the catfish in the fucking the church kitchen, the harlot house kitchen. Okay, it's a smoke unto His nose. You see, and a nuisance unto his ears. Okay, and the Most High is gonna reveal that in its time. Okay, so with that, all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai, Shivaka Kadash.